Welcome to a presentation on border area development between the Malaysian state of Sarawak and the Indonesian province of West Kalimantan on the fisheries industry.
The seafood or fisheries industry includes all activities concerned with capturing, culturing, processing, preserving, storing, transporting, marketing, or selling fish or fish products. Enterprises in the industry carry out activities associated with wild catch or aquaculture resources and the various transformations of those resources into products for sale. In West Kalimantan, the seafood industry only contributes 2% of the province's gross provincial domestic product. Nevertheless, the national and provincial governments consider fisheries to be a high-priority growth industry with large, as yet untapped potential in the province. Within the subsector, the government's priority investments are fish capture and cultivation, fish processing, and cold storage facilities. West Kalimantan's fishing grounds are in the Natuna Sea. The area has large sea capture opportunities and is the largest area designated by the government for fisheries management. Fish and crustacean production in West Kalimantan is about equally divided between marine capture and aquaculture, while inland water capture represents about 1/10 of all fish production. Marine capture in the sea extends from small grazing species such as anchovy to large active predatory fish like tuna, while aquaculture is the farming of fish, crustaceans, mollusks, aquatic plants, algae, and other aquatic organisms, and involves the cultivation of freshwater and saltwater population under controlled conditions. Over 60% of West Kalimantan's total value of all fish and crustacean production derives from fresh, chilled, and frozen shrimp and prawns. Another 12% of all earnings come from fresh and chilled crabs. The remaining 25% of fisheries production comes from a variety of sources that include fresh or chilled fish, mollusks, squids, groupers, tuna, scallops, and lobsters. In Sarawak, exports of seafood in 2017 reached $41.5 million compared with seafood imports of $44.7 million. So there was a net import balance of $3.2 million. The two main exports were shrimp and prawn and frozen fish, which together accounted for nearly 80% of all seafood exports. Malaysia is the leading destination of West Kalimantan's fishery exports. In 2017, Malaysia absorbed 77% of all fishery exports, while Singapore accounted for another 15%. Other markets, albeit of much lesser importance, are Japan, China, and Taiwan. An enormously profitable aquaculture industry is being developed in Sarawak and West Kalimantan in the large-scale breeding of a highly prized arowana, popular aquarium fish for the export market. The arowana is considered a feng shui fish and as a symbol of good fortune and prosperity. According to Asian cultural beliefs, the arawana's large metallic scales and double barbels, which is a slender whisker-like sensory organ near the mouth, are features shared by the Chinese dragon. Plus, the fish's large pectoral fins are said to make it resemble a dragon in full flight. The super red arowana is the most highly prized variety among the arowana family and can fetch up to $150,000. The green is the most common variety, while others include silver and red-tailed golden arowana. One joint venture for arowana breeding and exporting has already been created between LTT Aquaculture Sdn Bhd, which is Malaysia's largest breeder of freshwater fish, and Pontianak-based Sungheng Aquarium. Sungheng's arowana fish ponds in Pontianak cover over 100 acres and provide broodstock, which are a group of mature individuals used in aquaculture for breeding purposes. The venture project is breeding the super red arowana, and it allows for the transfer of breeding technology to Sarawak under the joint venture project. Only a few Asian arowana now survive in the wild deep in the jungles of Borneo. Most arowana are raised in fish farms. The industry comprises a wide range of producers, from household operators to large-scale commercial producers. In the past, West Kalimantan exported arowana to Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. However, it currently limits sales of its live fish to Japan. In West Kalimantan, a highly successful arowana producer is PT Arowana Lestari. It's located near Centarum Lake and close to Putusibao City in the northwest region of Kapuas Hulu. The farm produces many super red arowanas, which originally came from Centarum Lake. Arowana fries are now hatched and raised in control ponds or fish tanks. The farm has over 100 ponds, each of 12 by 15 meters in size, with 6 rooms each for reproduction. The following is the production process of Asian arowana as represented by PT Arowana Lestari. First, the breeding process occurs through the natural selection process in which the arowana spend weeks courting. When the female is ready, she will lay eggs, which will be up to a ½ inch in diameter, and are then fertilized by the male. The eggs are then scooped up by the male arowana and hatched in his mouth. The fry will leave the father's mouth when they are capable of surviving on their own. The small arowana, below 6 inches, are fed 3 times a day. Medium size, 6 to 12 inches, are fed twice a day, and large arowana once a day. Their food mainly consists of insects, fish, prawn, and small amphibians like frogs. Live food is more nutritious and more readily accepted. Once they reach full size, the arowana fish is sold under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, or CITES, which is an international agreement to ensure that trade does not threaten wildlife species with extinction. Since the Asia arowana is a protected species under CITES, import or export of the fish requires a CITES permit. If the arowana is bought from one of the CITES registered captive breeding farms, a certificate of identity bearing details like the farm name and the microchip number for the fish and other details will be issued to the buyer. Company owners interviewed in Sarawak and West Kalimantan expressed interest in high-value processing activities as part of their expansion plans to meet the rapidly rising global demand for dietary protein. The objective of the collaboration initiative is to overcome the currently small scale of production in both territories, since small-scale producers are exempt from licensing. Environmental impact assessments are only applied to new aquaculture enterprises larger than 50 hectares, and this situation weakens the adoption of zonal management strategies, as well as the ability to market and distribute fish and crustaceans. There are 2 difficulties at present. First, the decentralized policymaking process in Sarawak and West Kalimantan has led to ineffective natural resource management regulations and enforcement at the local level for aquaculture and zonal management and disease and environmental monitoring and control. Second, in the case of West Kalimantan, adoption and implementation of the Good Agriculture Practices Certification Scheme, also known as Indo-GAP in Indonesia, appears to have been stalled, and there is currently a lack of clarity on the responsibility for its implementation. Cross-border collaboration would help to organize producers and link them to upstream and downstream activities in the industry. But while such collaboration is viable, it will require investment in clustering activities and a champion individual or teams to promote cross-border collaboration. The product areas of potential collaboration are crabs, prawns and shrimp, and fresh or chilled whole fish. The specific objective of the collaboration would be to develop a cross-border value chain between West Kalimantan and Sarawak in the fisheries industry. For Sarawak, it is in line with the 11th Malaysian Plan. For West Kalimantan, extensive activities in the primary stages of the fishery industry offers an opportunity to offset Sarawak's depleted local fish stocks. The project would also promote cross-border clustering of activities in fisheries products that focus on value-added downstream products, especially those products that are processed and packaged under internationally accepted standards. The targeted types of products include canned crab meat, surimi, and fish meal. Surimi, or fish meat paste, is a new local fisheries product and is used in the making of imitation crab and lobster meats, fish bowls and cakes, and other convenient ready-to-eat seafood products. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep up to date with industry-specific projects on cross-border value chains. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up